to check at the end of the first coarse grit cycle for the petrified wood. Yeah, I did decide to run a Harbor Freight tumbler on it. So, QT12, the Beast, and one Harbor Freight. Kind of curious to see what the results here are going to be, aren't you? Still don't know if this was a mistake, but we're going to soon find out. So, time to shut these down. Wow, it gets so much quieter in here. The only thing here in the background is the Vibe running. So, I'll get all these barrels moved over in front of the big garage door so we can pop the lids and inspect. Okay, here's the 3 off the Beast plus the Harbor Freight. We are going to go ahead and get one of these here opened up and do an inspection to see what's going on. These have been sitting here for a little bit, had the neighbor show up. So we'll take these here, let's move that down there, put this over here, and get things situated. Don't like looking for stuff when I need it. And then I'm going to rinse it out in the bucket over here. And we will take a look. Well, that one looks pretty good. So let's look at that one closer. That looked pretty interesting, actually. Now, I know that they're going to be rough. There's going to be, the high points are going to be polished when I'm done. The low points may not be as polished. And keep in mind, these are wet. It almost looks like a piece of bogwood there. Let's look at another handful here. Quick rinse. Yeah. Some agate on the end of that one. And see how that one's turned black? That's what I was afraid of. They're all going to turn black. And there's another one it's really black. Really can't see much of the way of detail. So, let me go ahead and set you guys down, and I'm going to open up one of those Harbor Freights over there and to check to see what the progress of that. And then we'll come back and I will open up these other ones here, get them ready, and we'll talk about what I'm going to do. Okay, I went ahead and took out samples out of each barrel so we can see what's going on here. Now onto the 2 Harbor Freights to compare them with the Beasts on the amount of grind that's happening. As expected, not as much material is coming off of these, but you know, I'm content with what's happening with them. These other barrels here, it could use more grinding on it. So that's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and roll this one more time in 60-90 grit and then move on to 120, 220 medium grit. That's both of these are silicon carbide. And what this is going to do is it's going to leave some texture like this one here. I'll go back to this one again. Some of this texture is going to be left on here, but yet there's going to be some areas on there that's going to be smoothed off. Same with that one there. There's probably going to be some texture left on it. So, that's the plan. So, again, I'm going to roll these for another 6 days in 60-90. And what I have to do, let's talk about the recharging of grit process. All this small gravel stuff has to get cleaned off. So I use a little bit of water pressure on that. When I'm done, then I will reduce the level of this water here, or the slurry, by scooping some of it out, getting the rim nice and dry, cleaning off the lid, making sure everything is nice and clean and stuff in here, adding another 1 1/3 cups of coarse grit, then seal it up and roll it for another, like I said, 6 days. Seems like a good number. So, be sure to come back next time. So we can show you what the progress looks like after these are done with all the coarse grit. And this is what's so interesting about what I do and how I do it. At the last minute, I change my mind. Yes, there's still petrified wood in there, but after ladling the water out of this, the level of the rocks was about half full. So really, there was a lot that ground off. So I took the Harbor Freights, and I dumped them in there. That hardly made a difference. So I went in and got my trim saw cuttings and my end pieces. See? Like that. And using that stuff as filler. I wanted something to be able to be kept separate and easy sorting when all this stuff is done. So, and then, so I have more filler, I went ahead and I'm going to roll some end pieces and cuts from the trim saw separately, so I can add that in here to hopefully fill some of it back up. So, and these are still lower than I like. I still might add some more to it. But, to let you know, I've changed how I'm doing stuff based on what I saw. I don't stick to a set of procedures very well. I change them on the fly. This is why I am asked all the time, what do you do? No, this is a prime example of what I do. I change stuff at the last minute as the entire process is going through. I'll change a procedure. I'll change a recipe based off of what I see and what I feel at the time. So, but I'm still going to add 1 1/3 cups of grit to each one of these. You see the barrels are cleaned up. I'll dry that one a little bit better. The lids are all cleaned up, ready to go. So here shortly, I'll be able to get these things rolling. So, yeah. So I just want to let you know that I changed my procedure some midstream. This isn't the first time I've done it, and it sure as heck is not going to be the last time I've done it. It's because that's what you have to do if you want to produce quality results. You have to be flexible, and you have to be able to change things on the fly and make an informed decision. And the only way you can make a informed decision is through experience. Nobody else has the rocks that you do. Nobody else has the equipment that you do. Not everybody has the same brand and quality of grit and polish that you do. And not everybody has the same water, which the water here for this stuff doesn't matter as much, but it matters big time for obsidian. So there's so many variables out there that people ask me, well, what do you do to make your rock so shiny? I don't stick to one set of procedures. I do things on the fly, and I change things up as I see it. And I've learned this through experience. Okay. Okay, the barrels are in place. Time to start rolling them again for another 6 days. Then we'll check back to see what the progress is. So just remember, everyone's life is an adventure. Then there's mine, sitting here rolling petrified wood. Hope we get some good results with it. This is the Adventures of Josh Jr. Have a good one, everybody. See ya!